Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is my 3D printed headphone stand. This is not a new project by any means. This is actually one I designed late last year. I did make a short on it that nobody watched. It currently sits at a decent 49 views. We could talk about YouTube being inconsistent all day, but this is about the headphone stand. I was going to make a full video on this thing last year, but I ran out of time. That's why we're doing it now. Better late than never. We're going to be going over the kind of the design process of this model here, trying to make it focus better, so we got to rotate a bunch of stuff out of the way, which is the reason why we have two things that don't seem like they have anything to do with this guy here. So let's just start off with function of the headphone stand here. We have here a simple set of headphones, simple gaming headset. This is actually an artifact from the channel. The earliest videos, voiceovers, were recorded with this headset here. But anyway, they just simply sit on the headphone stand like so. Doesn't rock around, doesn't move around too much. That's pretty much all for function. There's no hidden compartments or special features at all, though I'm throwing a couple of ideas around in my head to actually do stuff like that. Let's just take it apart. It's held together with a single 1/4-20 screw. I think this is an inch long. All we have to do is use a simple 7/16 socket wrench. So here's our 1/4-20 bolt, and then in here, which is what I refer to as the arm. I think the model's called the arm. We have a little slot here that holds a 1/4-20 nut. I could have made it solid and then drilled and tapped it, but I don't have a 1/4-20 drill or tap. So in the base here, pull off the lid. We have here a Simpson strong tie bearing plate here. This right here is the weight of it in ounces. I bought a bunch of these, so weighed them all, and they're about 6 ounces each. These measure around 2.5 inches, a little over 2.5 inches, about a 1/4 inch thick as well. There's a lot of variation in these. I mean, these are mass produced. They're not made to be used as weights. They're used for construction. I use them as weights because they're a very convenient thing you can buy at Home Depot. That's why we use them. And oh yeah, I use these because this is what I had. Now in terms of 3D printing, it's printed in 3 pieces, and they're all printed in PETG because that's what I had at the time. Basically, this thing was designed around things I already had. Speaking of design, we have these guys. Why do we have these two seemingly unrelated items here? I used design elements of these to make this. The bearing plate for weight idea was originally used in the watch charger, and I did make a video on it. I'll have a card up in the corner link to that video. And the little slot for the 1/4-20 nut was originally used on the clamp here. And that's the reason why I don't get rid of my failed projects. I don't delete any of the files, I keep them all. Because you never know if you're ever gonna use one of the design concepts again. And instead of having to design it all from scratch, you can just take the dimensions and measurements you got from the failure and put it into the new one. Simple as that. It cuts down design time and cuts down on the amount of prototypes you need to make. This headphone stand only took me around 4 hours to design, and most of that time was spent designing the shape of this so that it would fit on the bamboo printer, because that's what this was printed on. And also, this thing only has one prototype part, and that was the lid. We had one that had a bigger square here because this was a lot larger, but if we had not kept the models from these guys, we would have had to prototype this guy again. And also this guy. This guy was actually kind of difficult to get to work in this thing. But figured out in the past, we don't have to make that much more prototypes for the future. So there you have it, the 3D printed headphone stand. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future projects. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.